Hi, it's been a while, and things keep changing. This crazy little family. I don't have a steady place to put this camera today. I apologize. So, what's going on with this Kabam crew? I'm still trying to figure it out. And I need to stop trying to figure it out. That's why I'm here. I need to stop trying to figure everything out. That's what the universe is giving to me, is that I have always been the type, since I was a little girl, to try to figure everything out, try to take care of everybody. I learned it really young that I had to be the one to step up to the plate and try to be the caretaker and try to solve all of the problems of the family. And I've done it well. I've carried that crown to glory, I think. I don't think this is the only lifetime that I've had to do it. So here I sit in this space of trying to figure out what it is that the universe wants from us when we talk about come be alive with me. And it seems as if I'm going through something so profound that I'm not even sure if I can explain it. It wells up inside of me, and it's huge. And I just know that no matter what, it's always going to be okay. We're being pushed into this space of, I don't know. I don't know where this is going. I don't know where we're going. I know that I don't want to go back to where I was. I don't want to step back. I feel as if I have made that climb up to the top of that waterfall again. And I'm standing up there, and a part of me wants to climb back down. A part of me wants to go back to Rochester, wants to go back home, wants to be comfortable, wants to hide again. And the greater part of me says, no way, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't go backwards anymore. There's no more going back. And so I'm being pushed into this place of, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I am absolutely terrified sometimes, having these anxiety attacks. When I think too much, I'm afraid, truly afraid. And yet I feel as if I'm being called to do this for a reason. Like it's time for us to start stepping up to the plate. It's time for us to start showing people that we're looking at things all wrong. I've been so drawn lately to reflections on the water. I'm looking at these reflections, and they can look so real. They look so beautiful and so much like these leaves that I'm looking at. I see them and I'm like so drawn to them. It's been a while that I've been really truly drawn to reflections, and I keep getting this message. See if I can give it to you as clearly as I get it. Is that reach your hand in there and you move that reflection. See how it changes as your hands touch it. And what we're being called to do is to look at the world the same way as those reflections. That water is malleable, and you can put your hand in there and you can shift it and you can change it. And what they're trying to show me is the world, your reality can be changed by putting your hand to it, by moving it around, by swirling it. That as you do that, that everything changes. That you have the power to change everything in your reality. That we're coming into a place of looking at things differently. That we've been trained to look at things one way. That everything is static and solid and unmoving. That we can't expect our lives to change. That we were born into a certain reality and that we're kind of locked into it, that we're kind of stuck. That we can maybe do some things that'll kind of create some kind of a change if we work really hard and we go to college and we take these certain steps and we have 2.5 kids and we put away money for our retirement, and someday maybe we'll be able to travel, someday we'll have a beautiful life. And what I'm getting is someday is right now. That we need to stop looking for someday We need to stop thinking that there's something bigger out there, that there's something big blast of energy. Hold on, I came out of nowhere. We need to stop looking at this world the way that we've been trained to look at it. We've done this for generations and generations and generations. We've been locked into this pattern of lack, this pattern of unbelief, disbelief, of thinking that we have to see it in order to believe in it. And what's coming through very, very clearly now is that we are not to see in order to believe. We must believe in order to make it come into our reality. We have to believe first. So that is where Kabam is right now. We're in a position where sometimes it's really tight. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to make this work? And yet it's a dream that came to me, I believe, in a divine way. It's something that I've been putting together for a long time, psychically. And here I feel like it's time to step out and make it happen. And when things don't come together exactly the way that I would like them to come together, when they don't just fall into place in my human way of looking at it, I think must be God doesn't want us to do this yet. Must be it's not the right time. Must be we need to step back and take a break from it all. That's not what I'm getting right now. Here I'm in the mountains, and when I drive through them, I have this huge sense of home, this huge sense of you need to be here right now. You have a very important book to write. This book is going to change things, but you can't go back to places where you lose that energy. It's so important for us right now to really pay attention to our intuition. I came to that last night. It took me a long time to figure it out. I couldn't figure out why. Why was I having all of these anxiety attacks? As our time was closing in Franklin, North Carolina, we were coming to this place of what's next? What's next? What are we going to do next? And I had to decide, am I going to go back to Rochester? Am I going to just go back to where I was not very happy, where I wasn't feeling creative, where the energy just isn't right for me? Or was I willing to step out a little bit and change things? And last night I sat someplace where there was Christmas music playing, and there was lights everywhere, and there was people happy, and I was happy. And I realized in that moment that life is meant to be happy every single second. We should be longing for that joy, that happiness. We can't wait for 50 years from now when we retire and we're going to go buy some kind of a motorhome and we're going to go on the road with all the money that we've set aside. Life is not like that anymore. Life is meant to be right now, right in this moment. Are you okay right now? So that's what Kabam is right now. That's what we're spreading. We are okay right now. We're okay right now. We have a warm place to stay. We have comfortable beds to sleep in. We know for the next 2 nights we're in Pigeon Forge. I have no idea. I have no idea where it's going next. And yet, if I don't listen to my intuition right now, if I falter on that, the only other option is to give it all up, to step back, to climb back down that rocky slope and not to jump over into the water. Right now I'm standing up there and I'm looking at that water and I'm deciding, am I ready to jump? Am I ready to jump? Am I going to let go of my fears? Am I ready to just say, you know what, I've got something inside of me that needs to get out into the world. It needs to get out. It can no longer be contained. Am I willing to allow it to grow enough to step out and just become everything? Or am I going to keep hiding it someplace? I just have this feeling that if I don't listen to my intuition this time, I'm going to miss the boat. So Kabam is still very much alive. It's very much alive. I don't know where it's going to be on Monday. I don't know which direction we're going to go in. I don't know. Part of me is terrified because I don't know. But I do know that it has to be alive. It has to be kept alive. We need to breathe life into this little thing, into the books that are coming into this, into all of it, because we're meant to be out here. We are being pushed like pioneers. We're being pushed, this little group of mine, and we can't hide ourselves anymore. We can no longer. I've seen the difference in my children in just 2 months by us stepping out. I've seen this huge difference in them, in this opening up, in the new psychic abilities. I see the changes directly in my life and in the people's lives that we've been able to come into contact with, and I choose to share myself. I choose to step out. I choose to not be afraid to step off and jump into that cold water right now. I don't know where we're going to be next. I just know that we're here now. And right now everything is okay. And this is the way that life is meant to be lived now. It is truly an act of faith. It is truly trusting and stepping out of the boat onto the water, knowing that I can walk on that water if I so choose, as long as I don't let the storms around me scare me so much that I start to sink. It's just allowing myself to realize my own strength, my own inner power, and then it's sharing that out. That's my job now. I don't know how to do it any other way. So I hope when you guys catch up to this later, I don't know if this isn't working right or what's going on, but I hope that you'll share this out if it is working, and if it's not, I'll find another way to get the message out. And I appreciate you sharing it and helping me to spread this whole Kabam movement. Shanna, I'm glad that you're here. It wanted me to add you to the camera, and I figured that'd make you pretty mad. If you want to, let me know. I think I'm almost done. I have some hungry kids out in the car. We're going to get them something to eat. We're going to go to the island and look at all those pretty Christmas lights again tonight. I'm going to sit and I'm going to rock and probably freeze in this cold air. And I'm going to enjoy myself. And I'm going to allow myself to let go of the thoughts of all this thinking that I've got going on. I can't figure this one out with my brain. It's time to let my spirit take over. My higher self is taking over. I am letting go and stepping away from the computer and everything else. I'm just going to be for a while. And I'm going to see what happens. I'm going to let the magic flow. Shanna, thank you so much for being around and being such a good friend today. I really, really appreciate you. I will be back on tomorrow. See if I can make this thing work. Hi, Sharna. You just pop in because I'm just about to get off. But I so appreciate your presence. There's a message there. I hope that you'll listen to it and catch up. Thank you so much for being a part of all this. I appreciate you guys. I love you, and I can't wait to meet you, to be with you in physical form one of these days soon. Thank you so much for your support and for your something, for everything. I love you. Take good care of yourself. I am letting my guides guide me. I am doing the best I know how. I'm letting go. I'm going to let the water just take me where it's going to take me right now. I don't know where that's going to be. And I'm trying to keep sanity in my life with these crazy kids and the three-legged dog. It's all an adventure. Life is meant to be lived. I keep meaning to tell you that too, because I found this thing. You'll appreciate this, Shanna, because you're such a good friend with Steve. So I'm going to show you this because this is his favorite phrase, and I found it a few weeks ago in a junk shop, and I wanted you to see it. And I don't think you can read. It's got, guess what else it is? It says, life is a journey, not a destination. That's what he always told me. So we're on a journey. We're not in a, and it also has a cute little compass. I was led to it. It's so him, and it's my reminder